Groups A and B. And they now start making their way onto the circuit here at Karting Genk. So the first barrage of action will be as follows. Clayton Ravenscroft and Storm Brouwer will be on the front row, ahead of Belgium's Dylan Lahaye and Mads Ries. Eduardo Cosseteng and Tom Edmonds round out row number 3, with Jason Lockwood, Kieran Gifford, Teddy Clinton and Max Stemerdink rounding out the top 10. And we've got Russia's Maxim Turiev in 11th, and alongside will be from the United Kingdom in the 3-3-4, James Lingard. Row 7, it's Fabian Bock and Mick Knowlton. Then it's Kian Sang and Tim Mika Metz, Sen Rudenberg, Mario Sidler, Felix Varger, Shogo Endo, Emily de Hoys, Oscar Hall, Bram Osevarda, Yasha Ramjakan, Guilherme de Oliveira, Charlie Turner, Clementine Benoit, Georges Bersis, and in 29th, and last but by certainly no means least, Ben Donkin from the United Kingdom, who looks to have had a post-qualifying practice penalty issued. So Donkin will be on the back foot as they now go on to the formation lap. On the timer has been set 7 minutes. We will get one additional lap of racing action. So it will be down to Clayton Ravenscroft and Storm Brouwer to control the pace of the rolling start. If the race starter is not happy, we will have a false start called. So the top 10, it's Ravenscroft from Brouwer, Lahaye, Ries, Cosseteng, Edmonds, Lockwood, Gifford, Clinton and Stemerdink. That is the top 10. And out of it, 5 of them are Brits. So the Brits definitely out in force, as always, in Cinemax, whenever I end up commentating on this particular explosive category. And we get some good, hard, firm racing. And I'm not expecting anything less from these 29 drivers now getting themselves into the zone, focusing in, and just priming themselves to hit the throttle pedal down to the floor when the lights go out. So now the field is going to have to concertina very, very quickly, which the top 4.5, maybe make that 5 rows, have just done so. So for those watching on the screen at home, pole position will be on the right-hand side of your screen, and second position will be immediately to the left. So Ravenscroft and Brouwer lead the field around. Going to have to split and go into the tram lines. Nice controlled pace from the two on the front of the field. So we go into the tram lines for the first time of asking here. Do we get a lights out? We do. And I don't know what happened with Storm Brouwer there, but absolutely got mugged there. Down into 5th already. Dylan Lahaye is up into 2nd position. And now the runoff areas can be used for the first lap. But afterwards, now it looks like, keeping an eye that Tom Edmonds has made a few places in the meantime, but the top 3 now starting to break away. And that is being led by Clayton Ravenscroft, with Dylan Lahaye clearly on the back bumper. From the Philippines, Eduardo Cosseteng really trying to steal a march on the 2 in front as they go through turn 7 into the right-hander at turn 8, then into the left 180-degree left-hand hairpin, as there's a nice little move there. Looks to be Mads Ries that has made up a position as the top 3 go into turn 9, now into 10, into 11 and then into 12. So at the moment, Storm Brouwer down into 4th position so far, but Ravenscroft is not leading. Eduardo Cosseteng has just stolen a march on both him and Dylan Lahaye. Ravenscroft down into 3rd place. Storm Brouwer on the back bumper of the Brit going through into turn number 2. So Mads Ries now into 5th place. A little bit further back is Tom Edmonds, Kieran Gifford and Teddy Clinton. Maxim Turiev from Russia rounds out the top 10. It's 3 abreast, a little bit further towards the back part of the field. And in the middle of all of that looks to be, I think maybe, Emily de Hoys is in there. So de Hoys not having a good run at the moment, but Cosseteng and Lahaye trying to pull away now from Ravenscroft, and they are doing so. But Mads Ries is on the back bumper. Well, Ravenscroft is trying to keep Storm Brouwer at bay, but has to watch out for Mads Ries, who's really on the back bumper of the 388 from the Netherlands. as the leaders come round to complete lap number 2. Kosteteng in the lead, LaHaye in second, Ravenscroft and Rees goes up the inside of Stormborough to neatly take 4th place through turns 11 and 12, and right on the back bumper is, looks to be, well, that's Jason Lockwood's actually in the front of the field. My apologies there. So Lockwood is having a ding-dong battle with LaHaye at the front of the field, and LaHaye takes the lead now through the exit of turn 2, neatly makes the move happen. So Kosteteng down in 6th, ahead of Tom Edmonds, Teddy Clinton, Kieran Gifford and Maxim Turiev, who is being chased down by Max Stevenink from the Netherlands. And Lockwood went a bit wide there coming out of turn number 6. So that allowed LaHaye to get around about a 2-kart lead over the Brit going through turn 7. They've gone through now turn 8. As Stormborough trying to fight back at Mads Rees for 4th position. A little bit just behind them looks to be Tom Edmonds and Eduardo Kosteteng squabbling over what is 6th place. Yashram Ramjakam doesn't look like is going to take any further participation as the Dutch driver, or is probably a little bit further down off of the rest of the field. And his way down has only just crossed the line and could be lapped very shortly, but LaHaye has got a lead of 0.368 over Jason Lockwood. Then it's a further 0.3 exactly back to Clayton Ravenscroft, who has got the pair of Mads Rees. And also Stormborough quite clearly behind, as Kosteteng now drops behind Edmonds into 7th position. A little bit further down, looks like Teddy Clinton's getting clearly stuck in the likes of Felix Varget and Kieran Gifford. That's the battle of around about 7th or 8th position. So Kosteteng, I don't think is going to... No, Kosteteng's down, looks to be in 8th or 9th by my reckoning. He is a little bit further down the order than he probably would have liked. But LaHaye still trying to break away from the rest of the field. We've got 3 minutes and 30 on the clock left to go. LaHaye not out of the woods quite yet. Still has Lockwood, Ravenscroft, Rees, Breuer. And now, here comes Tom Edmonds from the UK. A little bit further, Teddy Clinton's got past Eduardo Kosteteng for what is 7th position on the road. At his line astern between the top 5, pretty much. LaHaye didn't have a gap going. That's a brilliant move from Jason Lockwood up the inside of Dylan LaHaye, and also Clayton Ravenscroft pips past the Belgian in the process as Stormborough goes up the inside of Mads Rees to cleanly take back 4th place through what was effectively turn number 4. There's a triple right from 3, 4 and 5, and Breuer just had the run on Rees through turn 2 and just made it through into turn number 4, as there's another change. Mads Rees now behind, looks to be Tom Edmonds now. So Edmonds now up into what is effectively 5th place. But at the front of the field, the top 4 line astern. And it looks to be Lockwood, Ravenscroft making it a British 1-2, ahead of Belgium's very own Dylan LaHaye. Stormborough from the Netherlands closely in proximity in P4 as LaHaye goes up the inside of Ravenscroft, and Breuer goes through 2, tries to go on the inside of Dylan LaHaye on the final corner, but nearly ran out of asphalt there. So Stormborough now up into 3rd. Ravenscroft demoted to 4th as a result of LaHaye getting past, and then Breuer also doing the same too. So top 10 at the moment. Ravenscroft now down into 4th position behind Jason Lockwood, Dylan LaHaye, Stormborough, then it's Ravenscroft, then it's Rees now. Looks like Eduardo Kosteteng might have just got past. Well, looks like Kieran Gifford and Teddy Clinton have been embroiled in a battle all the way through the race. 1 minute and 48 left to go. Lockwood looking, well, I'm just keeping an eye on the front of the field because it looks like, have we had another change? Because LaHaye is still in 2nd position, and it looks to be Ravenscroft in 3rd, in 1st place. So could driver numbers 512 and 254 make their way to the stewards, please? So 510 and 254 to the stewards, please. So Clayton Ravenscroft reassumes the lead here with around about 1 minute and 10 left to go. Ahead of Dylan LaHaye, Stormborough very much in the thick of things here. And it's the 2 title protagonists at the front of the field being hounded by a Dutch driver wanting to get past as Clayton Ravenscroft goes very defensive into T7. Now into the left, into the right at 8, and it is line astern between the top 5. That's Ravenscroft, LaHaye, Breuer, Lockwood and Rees. And now coming into this is now Tom Edmonds and Kieran Gifford. And then there's also Teddy Clinton too. So that is the top 8, and there is a clear gap between Clinton and Varget, who's currently in 9th position at the moment. So the top 8 running pretty much line astern. There's another change for position. Looks to be that Teddy Clinton's probably got up the inside of Kieran Gifford, or a little bit further back down is Tom Edmonds. So Edmonds slipping down a bit further down the order. So Edmonds was in 6th, might have been down into 7th place now as the top 3 still trying to break away. You cannot split them with a piece of A4 paper. Ravenscroft, LaHaye, Breuer still leading the race. Mads Ries now the leader of that train behind as they go through turn 6 for what is effectively going to be the penultimate time. The timer will expire now as they head into turn 7 for the penultimate time of asking. Ravenscroft trying to get his title assault. Now, obviously, Joe Turney, last year's champion, was also a teammate at KR Sport last season. But LaHaye still trying to force the issue. It's going to be, it's difficult to see because now Ravenscroft is being swallowed up. Mads Ries now up into 3rd, behind Storm Breuer, and Dylan LaHaye now leads. 1 lap to go, it seems. So final lap it is. Dylan LaHaye now 2nd. Storm Breuer got past and managed to make the move through. And there's a bit of touching there going through into the approach. And Ravenscroft was hung out to dry a little bit on the inside of turn number 3. So Ravenscroft now on the back foot as LaHaye is 2nd. This is going to give him a little bit more of a confidence boost heading into his next qualifying heat a little bit later on today. But Storm Breuer is leading the field as there is an absolute melee behind. Drivers trying to get past one another as best they can, but Storm Breuer is heading down into turn 10 for the last time. So the checkered flag this time will be waved. So Storm Breuer from the Netherlands, having started a little bit further down on the on row 2, now looks to take the checkered flag. There we go. It's a win for Storm Breuer there. Provisionally speaking, Dylan LaHaye takes 2nd. Mads Ries takes 3rd place ahead of Jason Lockwood. Kieran Gifford in 5th ahead of pole sitter Clayton Ravenscroft, who really came under distinct pressure by a lot of the opposition. Teddy Clinton in 7th ahead of Felix Varget from Belgium. Tom Edmonds and Eduardo Cosseteng round out the top 10, but what a job by Storm Breuer to get past Dylan LaHaye with just a couple of laps to go, as we've got one driver just a bit forlorn, unfortunately, has just got out of the kart off of the entry point into turn number 2. So Storm Breuer takes the win there by just 0.267 of a second ahead of Dylan LaHaye from Belgium. Mads Ries in 3rd from Denmark ahead of Jason Lockwood, Kieran Gifford. Clayton Ravenscroft rounding out the top 6 with Teddy Clinton in 7th ahead of Felix Varget. Tom Edmonds and Eduardo Cosseteng rounding out the top 10. Kian Sang in 11th place ahead of Max Stemmerdink from the Netherlands. Maxim Turiev had to fend off against Mick Knowlton from the Netherlands, and the Russian would take 13th place. Sven Rudenberg would round out the top 15 ahead of Tim Mika Metz from Germany. Charlie Turner recovered up to 17th at the end of that race, ahead of James Lingard, fellow Brit, in the 334, ahead of the number 312 of Portugal's Guilherme de Oliveira, and Oshogo in 20th ahead of Emily de Hoyes. Bram Osevarda, Mario Sidler, Ben Donkin, Clementine Benoit, Fabian Bock, Georges Bersis with Yash Ramajankan rounding out the 28. Unfortunately, it looks to be that Oscar Hall is the one that ended their race on lap number... Well, that is Emily de Hoyes' kart there. That's quite a surprise. So Dutch driver will be recovered back via the recovery vehicle. Stellar job that this vehicle does on a regular basis here at Karting Genk, and Oscar Hall would retire with just on lap number 6 of that race. So 2 karts recovered in the end. So Emily de Hoyes from the Netherlands and Oscar Hall from the United Kingdom. They'll be brought back to the paddock, where effective repairs will be carried out, ready for their next qualifying heat. All senior max drivers will take part in 2 of the 3 qualifying heats, and their points will be amalgamated and put into the melting pot to find out who will be the top 28 that will automatically go to the top 36 final a little bit later on, with positions 29